Hi everyone. Today I have the pleasure to present you two exciting models from Pirelli speedboats. Welcome to the official overview video for the X350 and X400 tenders. We're going to cover everything from bow to stern, but if you want to skip around, you can use the chapters to do so. Ready? Let's begin. These two models share most things in common, so let's get their differences out of the way. The X350 is 3 meters and 45 centimeters long, hosting up to 5 guests, while the X400 is 3 meters and 90 centimeters long, hosting up to 6. Like all Pirelli speedboats, the X Line features the cinturato, the Pirelli wet tire tread on both flanks as well as the stern. And another note from the automobile world, Pirelli brought across the 50 signifying the ratio of the length to the width of the vessel, as well as the R17, which signifies the diameter in inches of the tubes. To give you an intro to the X Line, the supplement to the J Line, we need to focus on the layout. While most tenders in this category are fast and fun, they're not all as accommodating and social as some owners would like. The new X Line layout allows you to carry more guests, allows those guests to move about the boat more easily, and therefore allows you to balance any load so that you can make sure to have smooth cruising in any weather conditions. The driving position has been moved to the starboard side, which opens the center port side to act as a dedicated landing point for guests, so they can easily get to wherever they're sitting. The first seat to be taken will probably be that in the bow, because of the way it's enveloped by cushions and has its own footrest, truly the lap of luxury. There are 2 additional seats that we've never seen before on the stern, and they can actually be expanded via the pivoting backrest. So as you can see, if you throw the anchor in a beautiful bay, it becomes a great open space to sunbathe, go fishing, or even have a little picnic. Here on the stern, guests can brace themselves both with their feet and with their hands here on the cleat in order to stay safe up until about 15 knots of speed. And when you arrive in that beautiful bay and you throw the anchor and it's time to relax, you can put back the backrest and relax. There's a telescopic boarding ladder tucked away that facilitates the tender's function as a day trip transport to beautiful bays. The pole for water skiing, your dedicated towing attachment mounted here, can be locked and unlocked from the engine space under the rear seats. Both the navigation light and the tow pole are stored in fitted slots. Note the loop, one of the 3 that allow a crane to lift the tender. It's also possible to have a single lifting point if circumstances require it, such as for a side garage. The helm station is flanked by handholds, so you always feel secure, even when you're having a bit of fun. And it's also quite comfortable thanks to the adjustable steering wheel, which can be tilted upwards so that you can stand and drive, or tilted down to the setting of your liking for seated driving. There's even a version of the steering wheel available which can be completely removed to fit into tight garages. On the right side, we have the throttle and the kill cord, which is essential to shut off the engine should the driver fall overboard. The BRP dash is easy to read, with speed on the left and RPM on the right in analog, and a digital display for the information of your choosing in the center, going through all of the different options. Together with the set and arrow keys, it's all you need to manage the display. The button cluster above gives control of the navigation lights, courtesy lights, and underwater lights. Down below, a little pocket for phones and wallets and a clip makes sure that nothing flies away, such as your documents and bags. Let's review the startup sequence. What's the first thing that you do when you get on board? We need to connect the battery to the main systems by turning it to horizontal. Now with the electricity connected, we can clear out any vapors from the engine compartment. 10 to 30 seconds should do it. And before turning on the engine, we need to connect our safety bracelet so that if we fall overboard, the engines turn off automatically. Then we turn the key a quarter to get the electrics on, turn again to activate the motor, and pull up on the safety and push forward to put her into gear. While the jet always shoots water backward, The gear, linked to the bucket, can redirect the flow. When the gear is in neutral, the bucket redirects half the jet backward to hold your position. When the gear is in reverse, the bucket covers the whole jet, redirecting the force to drive the tender backward. When the gear is in drive, the bucket is completely removed from the jet's path, allowing you to cruise forward. As you turn the wheel, the direction of the flow changes with it for maximum maneuverability. At the end of the day, when you're done using the tender, or even more importantly, if you're putting it away for an extended period of time, there are two things that you need to do to keep her in top shape. Number one, you need to isolate the battery to ensure that it doesn't drain over time. And number two, and this applies if you're cruising in salt water, you need to make sure to wash the interior of the engine with this adapter. Because salt water is used to cool the engines when you're cruising in the sea, it has to be removed at the end of the day or else it corrodes the pipes. Next to the battery isolator key, you have an input-output 12-volt socket which can be used to charge the battery. It can also be used to power a pump and inflate the tubes. Opening up the engine compartment, we reveal the BRP Rorax Ace 903 engine, which makes 90 horsepower. There are a few other things I want to point out to you while we're here. You have your fire extinguisher for the automatic fire suppression system. Then, most importantly, the towing valve, because if you don't close that valve while you're being towed, it's possible for water to back up through the engine. The bow area is dedicated to this cozy little seating enclave, which also happens to hide away the main storages that are available on board. It's so comfortable to stay seated here, especially if you put your feet up, lean back and relax. And it's worth mentioning that the color and the material of the upholstery can be customized to match your mothership. There are some made-to-measure accessories for these tenders that you need to know about because they secure your belongings and they help you carry more by saving valuable interior space. For sporting lovers, the most important is the wakeboard rack. But for your everyday belongings, it's great to have a bag like this one which you can easily secure and also release to take with you. For larger items like scuba equipment and for that which absolutely must stay dry, we have the saddlebag. Here you can see it's absolutely watertight. Well, that sums it up. Thank you for watching. Remember to save this video for future use, and most importantly, to stay tuned to Pirelli Speedboats for more new model launches. Ciao!